Hi, my name is Edmund Williams with LEHR Innovations, and I'd like to talk with you a little bit today about local food. Um, Local food is a large and growing market with demand that's largely being driven by a number of factors. The first is concern for the environment, with people wanting to reduce food miles and packaging. Food safety is also a concern where people want more transparency in their food supply. Um, Reducing food miles, of course, increases the freshness, which increases flavor and nutrition of the food. And there's a growing concern among the public about the long-term stability of our industrial food supply. So what's the problem? Really, the big issue is that demand exceeds supply. I've talked with a number of people who run local farmers markets, and what they're running into is that there's just not enough local producers to meet the demand that's out there. And really that runs into the challenges of urban agriculture. The primary challenge is that land is more expensive in urban areas, which means you need to be more efficient in the way that you grow food, and that requires a certain amount of infrastructure. Then you start running into barriers to entry. Not only are the land and the infrastructure more expensive, but you also have to understand how to run them, and then you have to take the time to do that, something that's really at a premium in urban areas. Plus, the barriers to entry for someone who wants to go hyper local and grow their own food in their own backyard are really basically the same as someone who wants to go for a large farm, with the exception that they don't really need quite as much infrastructure. So what's the solution? A LEHR garden is something that I've been working on for the last number of years, a method that I have patent pending on. A LEHR garden combines a number of different biological and mechanical techniques and does so in a holistic way where everything works together to kind of close some of the loops, some of the gaps that really are causing human labor in some of the other common agricultural techniques. The result is something that is a chemical-free agriculture with no daily maintenance. A LEHR garden is also very productive in a very small space, meaning that a backyard grower can actually produce more food than they can need for their family, and perhaps find a market for that excess food that's produced. The business plan that I offer is more service-based than product-based. I'm not interested in being the guy who produces the food. I want to help people find ways to produce their own food. And because of the low maintenance aspects, not only do I offer design build services, but because I only have to be out there once every couple weeks, give or take, I can actually offer a maintenance service that meets a price point that's going to be acceptable to people. So what's the market? Backyard gardening market is a multi-billion-dollar market and has been really for a number of decades. Right now it's experiencing a period of growth. One of the things is the market responds very positively to downturns or anticipated downturns in the market. People look to growing their own food as a way to increasing resiliency of their family. Also, environmental concerns, climate change concerns are a big deal. With actually backyard gardens are becoming a little bit of a status symbol, especially nice ones that function really well. And of course, people just really want to know how their food is produced, and they want to know that it's safe. So who are the competitors? There's actually a lot of competitors out there. You've got the people who are making hydroponic, aeroponic, tower type gardens that they're selling that people can assemble in their own spaces. Then you have people who are building backyard gardens for the homeowner to maintain on their own. And there's a couple of places that really the LEHR garden stands out. Of course, the first one is the low maintenance. The LEHR garden is very, very low maintenance. It just doesn't really require a whole lot of care. Then there's also the issue of the chemical inputs. There just aren't any. The biology manages the fertility, meaning that you don't need to add fertilizers, pesticides, etc. It's also very easy to operate and resilient enough to be grown outside. You don't need indoor space to do it. It's technologically advanced, which appeals to some people, and it was designed to be simple enough to be aesthetically pleasing. So what is the ask? Well, at this point, my business is brand new. I have built three LEHR gardens outside my own space, and each one of these was built on a demonstration site. So I'm looking for help to refine my business model, help find my customers, help find my market. Thank you for your time.